Look at that. Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. The last video that you saw was all about drawing bikes, full total bike drawing. Well, this weekend will all be about landscape and painting. So off to Shell Island. We're about halfway there. And then set up camp for the Easter weekend and then get my paints out. So I really want to do some, we're going to be by the shore, so by the sea, so we'll be doing some sea painting and sunsets, sunrises. Yeah, really looking forward to it. And the weather looks stunning. Look at that. Okay, so let's get back on the road. Don't think white pumps are quite the right footwear, do you? Dear me. Just stopped off at this beautiful little spot. Take some shots. Gorgeous landscape. All set. Camping is all set up. And this is where I am for the next 3 days. If only you could hear that sea. Maybe you could. Well, have all my art materials in here. Spoilt, aren't I? Oh, it looks so amazing over there. Just need to bring my chair up, set up and do some sketches. So, speak to you soon. Shell Island, folks. How gorgeous is it? Well, I've just taken some photographs down by the shore, but it's really windy over there. So I'll take you over there in a second. So what I mean, trying to get a composition of real interest. What you don't want to do is get the foreground and then just sea, or the foreground, which is all those wonderful mountains, and then just sea. You kind of want your foreground, your sea and your mountains. So I'm gonna fall short on it. So I've taken some photographs. I can't sit over there because it's absolutely freezing. The wind is attacking me. So I've set this little area up. But just one thing I want to show you. I needed some new acrylic paints, and there was so much to choose from. Take a look at this. Hi guys, in the car, as you can see, and I've just popped out to get some new resources. Running a little bit low on some of the blended colours that I want on the landscape. I'm alright for white, got zero black. Yeah, so some low tones, I need some new colours, and maybe some sky ranges. So I've popped into the range, well I'm going to pop into the range, because this is the only local shop I've got that sells art materials, and see what they've got. So speak to you again soon. so much to choose from, I'm not quite sure which ones to get now. I absolutely love these paint markers at the moment, for those really fine areas. So as you can see, I went to the shops, and because I want to do a lot of painting outdoors, I got just the small tubes. If you can, a little tip, get the bigger tubes and decanter it into little tubs. You save you some money, because at the end of the day we want to save money because we don't want to spend too much. But I've got these, so I'm going to set myself up here, go back over there, make a quick sketch, and then do my painting here. Speak to you soon. So like I was saying, what I've done is I've made a little sketch. So these bushes here are just like going to take the composition of this thread of the picture, and then at here we've got the beautiful sea coming in, and the waves, and all those big rocks all down there. But what I might do is take a picture of the guy fishing over there and put him into the scene. So like I was saying, here is the sea. I've foreshortened the sea here to bring the mountain range into play. So this is what you can do. You can take little areas of the scene and then bring that together. I don't know whether you can see that little sketch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over by the windbreak and put some colour into that. But what I can keep on doing is coming back, and I can keep on assessing the colour range. But because the sea's going out, I kind of have to get that sketch in. But it's not an ideal representation of what I've got. It's going to be my interpretation of what I can see. So I'm going to go back and put some colour to this little sketch.
I fell down, down, down to this dark and lonely hole. There was no one there to care about me anymore, and I needed a way to climb and grab a hold of the edge. You were sitting there, holding a rope, and we'll go up, 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 but I'll fly a little higher. Go up in the clouds because the view's a little nicer up here, my dear. It won't be long now, it won't be long now. And when we get back on land, well, I'll never get my chance. Be ready to live, and it'll be ripped right out my hands. And maybe someday we'll take a little ride, go up, 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 and everything will be just fine. Because the view's a little nicer up here, my dear.
The time lapse isn't doing very well, so what I'm going to do something quite different this time, and because the sun is quite bright. If I put the time lapse on, it's not taking the pictures, and it's doing more of the shadows, so you can just see the shadow of what my hand. These paints, by the way, they're not as good as I expected. They're very, very watery. So I feel like I'm working with watercolours, and they're not, they're acrylic. I know they're water-based before you start telling me, but they're very, very watery. One would expect not to have to do so many layers when you're working with acrylics, but I am now layering. So as you know, I don't normally have a base colour down. I usually work straight onto white, although I have bought some textured effects, which I'll show you later, which I will be painting over the weekend. So I've done a base layer for my sky, and then I've just done a pretty much a base layer for my mountain range. But as you can see how watery these paints are, they're very, very disappointing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to layer it now, put all those layers on as you would as if you were doing watercolour, until I'm happy with that, and then bring it into the sea and then the foreground. So I'll keep on showing you every 5 or 10 minutes. See you in a minute. Change. So I say this and I repeat myself over and over. It's your interpretation of what you see. So I'm just playing. I'm playing with texture. I've put down background. As I said, I'm not very happy with these colours. But yeah, just build it up. And a small formation of clouds has just emerged, even though it's changing in front of me. So I've just started to build over the sky. Again, the more layers you add, the more depth the image gets. So, you know what, I'll probably tinker with the mountain range, but I'm going to work into the sea now. So I'm going to leave that area for a minute, get some down on the sea, or I'm going to be here for hours on end. And I really do want to walk through the estuary later, and I'll take you with me. So I'm going to crack on with the sea. See you in a minute. Starting to enjoy this now. You can see now once the middle ground is in, the picture starts to come alive. I'm just making suggestions of the tide coming in. I can hear it, I can't see it, so I can see a little bit over there. I mean, that's going to look similar, isn't it? Yeah, just suggesting it. I think the main thing is that it doesn't look stagnant. You want it to look like it's got some movement going on. So really just enjoy putting the texture in. Don't worry that it hasn't got the major detail that you want. Yeah, just enjoy it at this stage. So I've put a little suggestion of the shingled sand. It's sand and shingle really. So I've just suggested that there, and I'm going to just give it another half an hour maybe, but not overwork it because I'm still not very happy with these paints. I'm on the last stage, which is the foreground. I don't want to labour over this one. I've enjoyed it though. So the grass just over here, and this lovely grass, even though the seagulls who are trying to get into my picture. Whoa, I don't know whether I'm going to capture one of them. So yeah, as you can see, let's try and get some of this grass in place. Put the first layer down and then work into it with some texture. Shadows are still rubbish at the moment, so I'll show you when I finished. I can carry on and overwork it, but at the end of the day, it is a quick sketch. It took me about an hour. Faffing around with the paints. I have just added a few little seagulls coming in, cheeky sods. But yeah, it is a quick sketch. I have got a couple of other pictures that I've taken, so when I get back home I could work into it, or I could just start a brand new one. Tide's gone out, so I think it's time to get changed and take a walk to the pub. Speak to you soon.